layout optimization. Very, very cool tools and something well worth exploring there. Okay, so I only actually want one table, so I'm going to get rid of this reference. I don't want the tables to be deformed, so I'm going to get rid of the modifiers. So I'm going to get rid of the bend, and I'm going to get rid of the twist. I'm going to modify this plinth. I'm going to damage it. So I don't want the original to be damaged as well, and because they're instances, that will actually happen. Any modifications that I make to this table, this plinth will happen to this plinth. So just to demonstrate, if I grab the vertices and move them around, you can see they're both getting modified, and I really don't want that. So just undo that modification. So if I want to make this plinth unique, there's a button here you can see right in the middle, and this will actually make any object that you use this on unique. So that will actually break the connection between the two tables, and from that point on, that particular table will not be an instance of its siblings. So let's do that, and it's now unique. Okay, what I'm going to do now is let's modify this plinth to make it damaged. So let's go into sub-object mode. I'm going to select this edge here, create a ring. I'm going to connect that ring together. I'm going to select the vertices of this ring. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deform the surface. To do that, I'm going to turn on constraints edge, and that will stop. This will try and constrain these vertices to the edges that it's attached to, which is something I won't really dwell on here very much, but which will be shown in one of our other tutorials on polymodeling. Okay. There we go. So I'm just going to produce a kind of jagged edge there. Now I want to break this table up into two halves, as I said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the faces in the top half. Using Control, I'll add to that selection, and you can see we're missing some here. Okay, there we go. We've got all the faces in the top half. We haven't got the ones on top. That would be a bit of an oversight, wouldn't it? Okay, there we go. We have all the faces, and now I'm going to get those faces and detach them. So let me have a look here where that particular tool is. There it is, detach. And it's asking me here, do I want to detach it to an element, which will, like I said, it's not really detaching in that case. It will actually keep it as part of the same editable poly, but it will turn it into a separate element. Let's do that just to show you how that works. Okay, there we go. And now if I turn to element mode and try and select the object, you can see it's now turned the plinth into two separate elements, but you can still see that they're part of the same editable poly. So I'm going to select the top half, and now I'm going to do a detach again, and this time I'm going to detach as an object. So I've done that, and now I've got two different objects. I've got the base of the plinth, and I've got the top of the plinth, and as you can see, I've got a jagged edge between the two separate objects. Now I'm going to change the pivot point of the top half, so I'm going to go to hierarchy, pivot, effect pivot, and I'm going to move it up on the z-axis, so the pivot is now in the center of the object. I'm going to do the same for the base, and I'm going to move that up to the center as well. There we go. So now their pivots are not at the base, and what I want to do is I want to actually cap this edge here, because at the moment it's just an open end. If I turn on shaded and move this up, you can see it's just an open end, and that's pretty ugly. You know, you wouldn't really see that in a real plinth. Our plinth is going to be made of stone, so you really wouldn't see, you know, paper thin stone. So we need to cap that end off. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go into border selection mode. This is what I was telling you about border earlier. We'll select any of the edges, and that selects the entire border. So now you can actually see what border does. We've actually got a border there, and I'm going to use the cap tool to fill in that border, and that will actually give us a nice clean end to the end of our